Welcome to Kinetica's Workbench. Kinetica is one of the fastest and most performant data warehouses in the world. Its vectorized database engine can execute complex queries in seconds, queries that take other solutions hours or even days to perform. Its powerful SQL engine includes a wide array of functions for geospatial and graph analytics, along with all the other common SQL statements that you're already familiar with. The Workbench is an analytical, administrative, and data management interface to Kinetica. This video will introduce the basic features and concepts behind the Workbench and Kinetica. Let's start with this example workbook. A workbook is used to explore and analyze data. It consists of blocks of text, SQL code, or a map. You can add new blocks using the buttons at the top or using this plus button here, which will insert a new block below the current block. Let's start by getting some data into the system. There are two ways to do this. You could either load files directly from your computer using Kinetica's file system, KIFS, or you could connect to a remote storage location that you have access to. The first two blocks in this workbook show you how to do the latter, that is, connect to a remote location and load data from it. Currently, Kinetica supports remote data sources that are located on HDFS, S3, and Azure Blob Stores. To connect to a remote storage location, we need to first register it as a data source. This block creates a data source that lives on Amazon S3. Once a data source is created, we can load data from it. For instance, this particular public S3 data source has a CSV file with New York City taxi data that we can load into Kinetica. One thing to note here is that once the data is loaded, it does not reflect any changes that are subsequently made to the original file that still lives on S3. If we want the table to reflect these changes, then we need to use the external tables feature in Kinetica. External tables maintain a referential link with the original data and can be set to update whenever there are changes made to the original data. You can find more about external tables on Kinetica's documentation website. Now let's run our first block. As soon as the code is executed, the new data source, Quick Start, appears on the left panel. Now let's run the second block, which loads the CSV data from the Quick Start data source into a new table called NYCT 2010 in Kinetica. Kinetica organizes tables into schemas. You can think of schemas as folders. Notice that in the SQL block that we just ran, we did not specify the schema that the table should be placed in. Tables that are created without explicitly specifying a schema are placed in the default home schema, ki_home. If we wanted to place this table in a different schema, we would need to explicitly specify it when we load the data. Let's explore how to do that. I'm going to copy this code from the second block that loads the data and paste it in a new sheet. There are two ways to create a new schema. You could either use the plus button here to create it, or you could use the create schema statement in SQL. I'm going to do it using the UI. Let's call it test_schema. You can see that it appears in the left panel. To refer to a schema explicitly, we use the syntax schema name dot table name. So for us, this will be test_schema dot NYCT 2010. There are a couple of things that we need to know about schema namespaces in Kinetica. You will notice that there are two tables now called NYCT 2010. One that is inside KI_home and another that is in the test_schema. Table names in Kinetica don't have to be globally unique. However, similar to folders on most operating systems, names have to be unique within a schema. So there cannot be another NYCT 2010 inside either KI_home or test schema, since a table with that name already exists within these two schemas. Now let's go back to the previous sheet and load some more data. This time I'm loading a Parquet file. When we load data, Kinetica does its best to infer the data types that are appropriate for each column. However, at times we might need to fine-tune this. We can do this using the alter table statement as shown in this block here, that changes the data type of the vendor ID column to varchar4. All the items on the left panel also come with a helpful context menu that is available when you click on them. For instance, the context name for the tables can be used to quickly preview it. The Parquet file that we just loaded contains data on taxi trips in New York City. It includes information on taxi vendors, the distance of each trip, the time it took, the pickup and drop-off points, etc. The next query in this example workbook calculates the shortest, average, longest, and total trips grouped by the vendor ID. When we run this query, the results are displayed neatly in a table. Notice that Kinetica created this table for us without us having to do anything extra. This tabular data can also be visualized using the Visualization tab here. Let's create a bar chart. I show the vendor name on the x-axis and the longest trip for each vendor on the y-axis. And just like that, with a few clicks, we have a chart. Now say that we wanted to change the parameters for the chart. We can do that easily using the Configure button to change the axis variables, labels, and style. Once we are done with our analysis, we can share the workbook with others in the organization using the Share button at the top. Workbooks that are shared with you will appear in this section on the Workbooks tab. There are more queries in this example workbook that showcase Kinetica's analytical capabilities that you should try out on your own. One last thing about workbooks is that you can navigate to different blocks in the workbook using this nifty slider tool on the right. Now let's close this workbook and explore the second way to get data into Kinetica, which is to upload files directly from your computer using Kinetica's file system, KIFS. To do this, we need to create a folder inside Kinetica and drag files into it. I'm going to call this folder Demo and add 2 CSV files from my laptop to it. Even though the files are now in the Kinetica cluster, they are not configured as tables yet. To do this, we will need to import the data from these files into tables in Kinetica. Instead of doing this via SQL like we did earlier for the remote tables, we can also use the context menu on a file to launch the import wizard. I will use it to import the taxi zone data as a table in Kinetica. Kinetica automatically populates the first screen, so we can click Next. On this screen, we specify the schema to which we want to add the table to and its name. I'm going to add it to the test_schema that we created earlier. The next step configures the columns in the table itself. We can either manually configure each column in our CSV file or simply allow Kinetica to infer the data types of each column. Kinetica does an excellent job with inferring data types, but as we saw earlier, we can always fine-tune the inference later by altering the table if we wanted to. Once imported, the file should be visible in the schema that we added it to. The taxi zone data includes geographical information about the taxi zones in New York City. The context menu on a table also includes a WMS preview. When we click on it, it renders a map using the geospatial data from the table. The render type that we need to use to depict geospatial polygons on a map is the raster method. This map can be downloaded and reused in other presentations or reports. This feature makes it really easy to get a nice looking map that we can download and use with just a few clicks. Again, we did not have to write any additional code to achieve this. The Manage tab on the top panel provides administrative features for the database. You can use the features here to check on its status, upgrade to a newer version, and create backups of your data. We can also use this section to add new users and assign specific roles to them. This covers the basic features of the workbench. Kinetica offers a wide range of analytical capabilities which are beyond the scope of this video. However, when you get the chance, please head over to our documentation website for more guides and tutorials on some of the more advanced features of Kinetica. And you can always use the support button here if you have any other issues or questions that we can help resolve.